Good afternoon, people and pets. It is Monday afternoon. I just peeled, cut and washed potatoes because tonight I am making shepherd's pie. So those potatoes are now submerged in some water in one of my containers for when the savoury mince part of shepherd's pie is done being cooked. I'm not even going to start cooking that until later because it's only like 3 in the afternoon. You can't see that, but it says 3:07. So I don't need to start that until later. I've also got to let the mince defrost a little bit because I only just thought about dinner because I completely forgot that it was my night to make dinner. So yeah, the mince is defrosting, the potatoes are soaking. Pretty much all I got to do at the moment. I'll cook up the mince later, add in some vegetables and such, and some gravy powder. Because the last one was kind of dry, so I got to add some gravy powder and water. Or just not remove the meat juices, and then add gravy powder to that. But I think the meat juices are just kind of gross, so water and gravy powder should be fine after I get the meat crispy. So I will see you later when I'm making dinner. Bye bye. Mince is in this pan. Bit of a mess in the kitchen because Dad doesn't clean his dishes. The mince is in the pan. Still mostly frozen, but it'll defrost as the pan heats up. So that's what's happening there. My potatoes are still in the container. I haven't microwaved them yet, but there's still plenty of time before dinner actually needs to be ready. I just thought I'd prepare dinner a bit early and I can put it in the oven when everyone's home. Okay, now I've just got to grate cheese. Let that heat up and I'll have to microwave some vegetables too. So I'll be back. Some of the cheese is grated. There's a little block there for when that runs out. I microwaved some vegetables and mashed up the frozen meat. It was difficult, but it is cooking. So I'm going to let it cook. It's all over my masher. Well, so I'm going to let it cook. I'll be back to it later. And I'll microwave the potatoes later. And here's the container for the majority of the savoury mince and mashed potato stuff. I'll have to get some of my little containers too, because it's definitely too much mix to fit in there. I gathered that from last time. And that way I've also got some freezer meals for when I've got to do my own dinner and I'm here by myself. So that can work. I'll see you later. Made up some gravy and put it in here, mixed it through and put the vegetables in. The potatoes are back in the microwave because apparently 15 minutes wasn't long enough. So I've got containers here. The square ones for just in case there's even more mince than I expect, but yeah, cheese is still over there. So I'm going to put this into the containers and I'll be back with you soon. Last time I did this I used one of my larger glass containers. You see how small this is? But yeah, these are fine for freezer meals for one person, I suppose. I probably used a larger one because these smaller ones would have been in my freezer with potato bake in them. But yeah, cool. So that's a big one, and the potatoes still in the microwave. I pulled the potatoes out of the microwave, started mashing them as good as I could, put some margarine into it, and that's where we're at. So it's mashed potatoes, and I'm about to put them on top of the savoury mince stuff Then I've got to put cheese on top of them. And then they're good to go. So when everyone's home, I'll put the big one into the oven. And then it'll be all set. Yep. See you soon. After I put the potato and cheese on top of them, I wrapped them in alfoil and put the lids on. So then all I've got to do is take the lid off and put it in the oven when I want them. So that makes it easy. This one is for tonight, for the whole family. And these ones are going into my freezer after they cool down. So they're going to go on my desk in my room first to cool down. And then they'll go in my fridge to cool down further. Then they'll go in my freezer. There's steps to take. Or I might put them straight in my fridge to cool down and then put them in my freezer. I'll probably be at a safer temperature that way. So I'll go put them in my fridge. And this one can stay here until everyone's home. Okay, good night. See you next time I cook. The shepherd's pie I made this time turned out awesome. The meat is not dry this time, and the potato was fabulous. And I put some sriracha sauce on top of mine. So there's a little bit of spice. It's awesome. Hi, it is Wednesday morning. I thought I'd make dinner a bit early. We can heat them up later, but I know I'm going to be tired tonight because I've got the cooking group this afternoon. Okay. So I've got rice in this rice cooker. It's cooking, obviously. And then I've got pork rashers in my pressure cooker. I've got to seal that properly. I'll figure that out soon. And I've got pasta over here because one of my brothers don't like rice, so I'm gonna cook that up for him. I've got containers over here just drying, so I can set up the food in them for us to microwave later. So I thought I'd just do it like that. The rice and pasta are done. So here's the container that has my brother's pasta. And here's all the rice. Apparently there's extra. I did put an extra cup in there, but that shouldn't have made 3 servings. Because it's supposed to be half a cup of dry rice for each person. And it's only supposed to triple in size, you know? So 1.5 cups of rice in there, 1.5 cups of rice in there, along with all those. And there's an extra cup of rice. So that's cool. And pasta. Now I just gotta wait for the pork to finish. And then I can put the pork in these 4 containers. The extra rice, I'm just gonna put the lids on them and put them in my fridge after they've cooled down. And then at some point I'm gonna put them in Ziploc bags, flatten them out and put them in my freezer. So when I want rice for something that's just for myself or whatever, I can pull it out, put it into a bowl or a container or something, and microwave it. Reason why it's best to put it in a plastic Ziploc bag and flatten it out is because these have air in them, and air can cause freezer burn. So when you put food in the freezer in containers, a lot of people put like plastic wrap flush on the top, push it all down and such, and then put the lid on it. The reason the shepherd's pie worked is because it was overfull. So I put the alfoil over top and then pushed it down with the lid. So that's cool. I've got them in my freezer. I've got a container of chips in my freezer now too, and one in my fridge, but the one in my fridge I'm planning on having for lunch today before I go to the cooking group. Yeah. I'll see you guys soon. After the pork rashers were done, I went and separated them into the containers and poured the marinade over it all. So this will be real good for dinner. We just got to put it in the microwave for a little bit and it'll be good as new. Bye bye. Hi, it is about 1 in the afternoon on Friday, and I just found out that no one will be here for dinner. So I'm gonna have to make something when I get back from D&D. D&D is Dungeons and Dragons. But that means I'm gonna have to make something at about 9 at night. So I put a pizza dough ball into my fridge to defrost. Because that's what I prefer to eat tonight over the cottage pie I've got in my freezer. So I chose pizza. It may be a little more work, but that's fine. Just gotta stretch it out and put the toppings on it. So I guess I'll see you tonight. I just had a shower, which is why my hair's wet. See you tonight. Put on the oven, and I'm about to start making dinner. Stop whinging at me, Midnight. Here's the pizza dough. I've got to stretch that out, and then I've got to put the sauce on and the toppings, so I'll be right back after I've done that. This is the pizza after I put the toppings on, and, you know, stretched out the dough. All the toppings are frozen, all except for the pizza sauce, but that's fine, I suppose. So I'm about to put them in the oven, and I'm going to let that cook. So I'll be back when that's done. The pizza's almost done. I'm listening to music at the moment on my other phone. But the pizza's almost done, so dinner's almost ready. Just need the cheese to do a bit more. Other than that, it's pretty much done. The pizza is now out of the oven, and I'm going to put some barbecue sauce and garlic aioli onto it. Yeah, hold on. Let me open the barbecue sauce. Okay. Barbecue sauce is open. Barbecue sauce. Garlic aioli. Probably not going to be very even because garlic aioli doesn't come out even. So that's what I've got. About to wipe up the bench. So that's what's for dinner. It is Saturday, and I just found out that Dad won't be here for dinner, even though it's his night to make dinner. So I'm gonna have to make my own dinner again. I have no idea if Mason's gonna be here, but if he is, then he can sort out his own stuff. And Nicholas just left and went to a friend's place. So I am just gonna... I just put one of my mini cottage pies into the fridge to slightly defrost before dinner. The time at the moment is like 1 in the afternoon, so it should do something before dinner. And I will put it in the air fryer, my air fryer, when I'm hungry. So that's what I'm going to have for dinner. Just cottage pie. Cottage pie and shepherd's pie is pretty much the same thing, just different meat. Because the cottage pie is beef, and shepherd's pie is lamb. And mine are done with beef, so it's cottage pie. So I guess I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, it is Saturday night. I just pulled out the cottage pie. got to take the lid off of it, so I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so I'm about to put it into my air fryer. That is right there. And then just twist this all the way around. That goes for half an hour, and if it's not done, then I will twist it around again. You know, just check on it here and there. See you later. It is done cooking. I did the first half hour with the foil on top, and then the second half hour with it not on there. So it looks awesome. That's my dinner. On Sunday, I did packeted fried rice, sausages, onion gravy, and microwave vegetables. So this is what you're watching.